If God has told you to move and you're in your new place and things are not looking at all like you thought they would, or you feel as if, God, did I really hear you? Because things are not panning out in a good way, so it seems. Hi there. Welcome to another episode of Prosper and Property, where we prosper properly as his property. If y'all can hear it in the background, it is thundering, raining cats and dogs. Nobody told me it rains like this in Houston, but it is what it is. We're here and we're happy and we're blessed. But I wanted to talk about like that transitioning phase, because I've been here for about a month now and God told me to also quit my job. And so I thought when I got to Houston, I was just gonna hit the ground running. You know, I was just going to be making videos and posting them and real consistent, and my life was just going to be this 180. But that's not how things went for me, especially not in my first month. Worrying about the how is not our job. We're just supposed to do what we hear him tell us to do and move when he tells us to move. So my first month here, I got into a car accident on my way back from Florida. I also got into a disagreement with my children's aunt on their paternal side. And I also learned that my first love was expecting a baby. All of this happened in the span of 1 week, and you know, different emotions, of course, but it caused me to, all of it, the culmination of everything, caused me to stop and really wonder, like, did I hear from God? Am I doing what he told me to do? Because it seems as if I'm not moving, I don't feel rested, and all of these random things are popping up all at the same time. But that is what it looks like when you are following God. You all, I haven't spoken to my first love since I was pregnant with my daughter. So that was 3, almost 4 years ago. And randomly he popped in my mind last year in like October. And so I just reached out and apologized because, you know, I was taking ownership for the role that I played in our falling out. So I apologized to him, sent him a text message, and you know, that was that. Didn't talk any further from there, didn't think about him any further from there. But recently he just kept coming in my mind, and I'm like, Lord, what is this? You know, like what is this? I already apologized, and you know, I don't think there is anything more that will come from our relationship, as in a sense of two people knowing one another, because we do not talk anymore. And so I was like, Lord, I don't understand, like, why are you bringing him back up in my mind and heavy on my mind like this? Like, I was having dreams about him. I would randomly just see his name. I would randomly see his birthday, like just very random things were happening in relation to him. And so the day I found out that he was expecting a child, I actually had thought about him again, and I was like, Lord, give me a sign if you want me to reach out to him, because like I don't want to reach out to him, and you know, that's not what you want me to do. I didn't get a sign. So I went and I used the bathroom, and while I was using the bathroom, the thought of, I would be devastated if he had a baby.
What?
Now y'all, I have 3 children. It makes absolutely no sense for me to feel a type of way about him having children. Immediately after I had that thought, the thought that came to me, like, was me telling myself, like, the audacity, like, girl, the audacity. But y'all, not even an hour later, I was on Facebook, and one of our mutual friends posted about his baby shower. And it's so funny how God works, because Holy Spirit dropped that on me when I was using the bathroom. The thought of, like, what if he had a baby? And my response was, I would be devastated if he had a baby. So he put me to the test. And although I was not devastated, I wasn't devastated. And I actually congratulated him, because, you know, that's somebody that I've loved for a very long time, and I don't think love just dies out. And you know, I don't think that's really love. If it dies out and like you just and completely have no regards for that person, I don't think that was ever really love. Maybe lust, maybe some sort of an attachment, but not love. I think with love, you can love from a distance, but there's still love there. If something were to happen to that person, you would still feel something. That's just my personal thoughts. And so with that situation, when I saw it, there was a bit of, ooh, now I see how he felt when he learned that I was pregnant. But I also am happy for him that he is going to become a father and experience parenthood, because parenthood is a beautiful thing. It's a challenging thing, but it is absolutely beautiful. And so although we do not communicate anymore, I am so happy for him and wish him nothing but the best and success on that journey, because that is what it is about to be. It's a whole new journey. It's a beautiful journey. So yeah, but I just wanted to say that little piece. God is always talking, God is always moving, and it's up to us on how we react, how we respond. And that was my response to that. And even with the falling out between me and my children's aunt on her father's side, I did go low. You know, I extended an olive branch for us to, you know, come to some understanding, and it was missed. I then got offended and, you know, took a low blow. So we still are not talking. I actually had to cut off that part of the family from me. Like the children, of course, they will still see them, still talk to them, all that good stuff, because that is their family at the end of the day. But I don't want to put myself in that energy anymore. And I feel like I've done all that I can do on my end to bridge the gaps that have formed, but it is what it is. So sometimes you just have to let things go, and again, love from a distance. So that was that. And then with my car, I was about 2.5 hours away from home and hit a torn piece of tire. Mind you, I was a little sleepy, so you know, that is also on me. But I hit a torn piece of tire, and the way I hit it, I swerved into the embankment and I hit my driver's side tire. But it could have been much worse because I was tired. I was extremely tired. And if it wasn't for me hitting that piece of tire and having a crash right there, I do believe it's a strong possibility that I could have ruined my life in a major way, because after that point I would have entered Texas, and on that particular highway they have construction going on and it's really narrow. So with how sleepy I was, I'm pretty sure I would have fell asleep at the wheel when I got to that portion of the drive, because it's nothing out there. It's like, it was at about 4 o'clock in the morning, so it would have been extremely dark, because it's always darkest right before dawn. And I think if it wasn't for me getting into that car accident where I got into that car accident at, then I probably would have lost my life, or I probably would have caused harm to my children. And trust me, I had stopped so many times and I tried to wake myself up so many times before that I got to that area, and I would feel rejuvenated for a little bit, and then like I would start to get sleepy again. So then I would get off and try again, but the children only let me sleep but so much, and with them whining and crying, I obviously can't go to sleep. So it was a rough situation, but I'm so thankful and so grateful to God that, you know, the accident actually did happen. It was a major accident because I was unable to drive, and my car is actually still in Louisiana right now getting fixed. But that's the upside of things, is that it was minor enough that insurance covered it and have my $500 deductible to take care of it. And they're actually going to fix a part of the car that I damaged before that accident, even though I told them like, hey, this wasn't part of the accident, but you know, just because of how everything went, they have to replace that anyway. So it's a win-win, it's a blessing. And I say all of that to say, sometimes your road will encounter obstacles and setbacks and inconveniences, but it's up to how you respond on how the rest of that journey will go. And each and every time I had one of those challenges come up, I decided to be bigger than the challenge, respond to the challenge with grace. And if I had any shortcomings, then I went to God about them and I apologized for them. So if God has told you to move and you're in your new place and things are not looking at all like you thought they would, or you feel as if, God, did I really hear you? Because things are not panning out in a good way, so it seems, or like you're having a lot of setbacks and minor challenges or even major challenges, just know that you heard God correctly. When you decide to follow God and you listen to God and you drown out the negative thoughts, the devil tries to throw wrenches in the plan and make it seem as if you're on the wrong path. But how you know you're on the right one is God will always make a way, always. So thank you for your obedience. I am so proud of you, and it's going to get better. just keep doing what it is that God told you to do. And if you're not hearing from God right now, that's because he wants you to do what he last told you to do, and you may not be doing it. You all, as always, be blessed. Thank you for watching. Please hit that bell notification so you are notified every single time I drop. If you are not following, please subscribe and hit that like button. I hope you have a wonderful day and continue to prosper properly as his property. Prospering property.